Do you know the best we can tell? About 62,000 people die every day without ever one time hearing the gospel of Jesus. And the gospel is the only thing that brings them light, that shows them how to live in this world and how to live forever. I'm James Eby, founder and president of Mission Catalyst International. People often ask me, what's the purpose of Mission Catalyst? What's Mission Catalyst all about? And sometimes I tell them a story of a time when I was lost. Actually, I was a young man in the Boy Scout program, and we were out on an overnight camp out, and we'd been instructed to go to a secluded place by ourselves where nobody else was around and build a campfire and perform a little ceremony that night. Well, that was a very rainy night. They gave us 2 matches to work with, and I couldn't get my fire started. And so I started wandering around trying to find someone else that perhaps got their fire started. That was one of the most frightening experiences of my life because I was totally lost. I was in the forest. I couldn't get my bearings. I didn't know where I was. I was just lost. Do you know that there are about 2 billion people in the world that are like that in life? They're in darkness. They have no light about how to live. They're just lost because no one has ever brought to them the gospel of Jesus Christ. Now the question becomes, how do we reach these people? These people that are trapped in Hinduism, in Islam, in Buddhism, and animism, that are lost without Christ, these 2 billion people. Well, the answer to that is training national missionaries. That's the way to reach them. See, these national missionaries can plant churches. They can reach these people more quickly, more efficiently, and more economically than Western missionaries can. Jesus told us the harvest is ready. He said, don't say there are 4 months and then comes the harvest. He said, lift up your eyes, the harvest is ready right now. And he told us to pray that God would send workers, but he also told us to train them. And that's what we're doing. We are training national workers. In the last 13 years, we have trained more than 60,000 of these national workers that are reaching these people that are trapped. And they can do it so much better than we can. For example, we trained one national missionary that planted 7 new churches in 2 years, and another one that planted 13 churches in 2 years. We trained one ministry leader that went from 50 churches to 200 churches in 2 years. We work with one leader in Southeast Asia who planted 1,000 churches in 8 years. He reached 30,000 Buddhist people for Christ in 8 years. See, these people have incredible ability, and that's what we do. That's our strategy for reaching these people, training these national workers who already know the language, they know the culture, and they can reach these people very quickly. That's what we do. That's what we're about, reaching these 62,000 people that die every day. These 2 billion people that are without Christ, the 7,000 ethnic groups in the world that are utterly lost. That's what we're about.
One of my jobs as senior pastor of the church is to evaluate the programs, the outreaches, things we do as a church to see whether or not we're getting a good return. Now, it's a kingdom return, and I realize that sometimes a kingdom return you can't quantify in terms of money or necessarily people. We have to look at impact. But I still have to look at things. Sometimes we look at programs we're doing and say, this is not a good return. But one of the things that I've found is an outstanding return is Mission Catalyst. Dollar for dollar, I think that's one of the best ministry opportunities we've ever invested in. What they do nationwide, what they do overseas, what they do when they go to countries that nobody else wants to go to. It's just an outstanding job. And as I've known Jim over the years, as I've looked at what he's doing, I've been so impressed. Here's another thing that impresses me about Jim. Jim is a friend of the local church. Sometimes missionaries come back, they have a very heightened sense of what they do and their importance, but Jim has worked in tandem with us for a number of years, and he just simply has done a great job. High integrity ministry, high impact ministry, great return on kingdom investment. So I would highly recommend and suggest that if you're looking for a good place to put mission dollars for a kingdom return, look at Mission Catalyst. They're a good investment.
I love the ministry of Mission Catalyst International. Let me tell you why. They're doing an incredible work around the world. Jim Eby and Ken Womack are leaders of leaders, godly men, visionary leaders. I was with Ken doing a seminar in Western China, and to see firsthand the impact they are having on leaders was so inspiring. Disciples are being multiplied, churches are multiplying, church plants are multiplying, the gospel is spreading through the strategic ministry of Mission Catalyst International. God's hand is upon this ministry, and as a pastor, if you're looking to maximize your church's impact for the kingdom of God around the world, you could do no better than Mission Catalyst International.
Hi, I'm Ken Womack, Director of the Pastoral Development for Mission Catalyst International. And 13 years ago, when Jim Eby asked me to go with him on that first trip, I had no idea what was going to happen. But as we have been privileged to travel in over 13 different countries and minister to hundreds of different nations of people groups, God has been opening my eyes to His commission that we are to go and make disciples of these nations. In India, we have seen over 30,000 workers trained and churches being planted by them and their churches as they catch the vision of not just planting a church, but multiplying and seeing many churches started through their work.
We believe that God has given Mission Catalyst International a divine kingdom assignment, an assignment to train 180,000 national workers in the unreached world and to motivate and facilitate the planting of 1 million new churches in the unreached world. We're already seeing a lot of that happen. But in order to finish this, we need your help. And I'm asking for your help. I ask unapologetically, because I'm not asking for me. I'm asking for the 2 billion people that have never heard the gospel. I'm asking for the 62,000 people that die every day without ever one time hearing the message of Jesus. I'm asking for the 7,000 unreached ethnic groups in the world. Now you might ask, how can I help? Well, let me tell you. Here are some ways you can help. For one, we need regular supporters. We need people who could give $100 a month to help reach these people. Really, whatever you give, large or small, is fine. But we need supporters who will give regularly to help us accomplish this assignment. Here's one thing you could do. It costs us about $500 a month for one of these national master trainers who are training hundreds of people and reaching thousands of people without Christ. Maybe you could support one of these national trainers at $500 a month. We need one-time gifts, and it makes no difference. No gift is too large or too small. But we need your help to be able to do this. Here's another idea. It costs us about $2,500 on average to do one conference. Maybe you could sponsor one conference, or maybe you could commit to doing one conference per year. But we cannot do what God has called us to do without your help. So will you help us? Will you help us reach the people that are living in darkness and have never heard the gospel of Jesus? People without hope.